Hey everybody, it is your girl Samar Michelle Days. I am on the move today, and today I'm going to talk about fiscal sponsorship and strategic alignment. A lot of people think fiscal sponsorship comes in when you don't have a 501c3 and you need a 501c3 and you're trying to make things happen, right? But fiscal sponsorship, when best used, can position you to do something amazing, right? So story time. My organization, yes, is a fiscal sponsor for a couple of different organizations. In some places, they call it fiscal receiver, and I will talk about that. So let me tell you what it is. So fiscal sponsorship is like a co-signer. It is like when you go get a car and your credit isn't good enough and you need to get your mom or your dad or your uncle with the better credit and the better financial situation to sign off, right? This is the nonprofit version of that. So a fiscal sponsor is someone that is like, your mission is aligned with ours, and if we band together, I think you can do you can have a better chance at funding and be able to present better work to the community. And in turn, we are going to guide you and watch the finances and level up our organization at the same time. So here's a few key things you need to know about fiscal sponsorship. One, you don't want to have a fiscal sponsor that's not fiscally responsible. You want to make sure they have really good financials and that they're able to show them. Because what is the point of you getting with someone that doesn't have a good background? Even though maybe they have the 501c3 and they have that paperwork, they might not have their budget in order, or they might not ever have had an audit, and you want to align with things that you need, right? So one, you want to make sure they have a good financial background. Two, you want to make sure that they're operationally organized. And that is because when you apply for a grant with a fiscal sponsor, your fiscal sponsor is going to have to provide some information. They're going to have to give some stuff. They're going to have to do a little work. And oftentimes I see my clients, they will get a fiscal sponsor with one of the agencies or someone that like does it all the time, and they're not that accessible. So you want to check on their accessibility and make sure that they are able to send the information on time to your funder. The third thing is you want to make sure you're organized, because you can't ask your fiscal sponsor for things at the last minute and try to figure out things at the very last minute. You have to be organized so you know what paperwork you have to get from them. And if it's an ongoing sponsorship, that you guys have shared drives and things that are related. But the other thing that the fiscal sponsor does is help the funder know that you are stable. It is more than just you, and that someone is watching over their money. Because as I have told you time and time again, and I'll tell you in this video, funders, their whole job, their whole mission is to give out money. But they want to be able to tell the people that have given them money, or even themselves, if it's a family foundation, or they all have a board that they're answering to. And they want to be able to show, I gave this organization $50,000. Look what they did with it. Same thing if they're giving $100,000 or $200,000. They want to be able to say that we got all of this work off of this money. This was a great investment and we need to do it again. And because that is part of the process, you as an organization need to make sure that you have it together and are tracking and can receive this money. So while it is great to bring the idea of fiscal sponsorship to level you up, you have to make sure you're ready, just like you have to make sure you're ready for grants. But I'm going to tell you, it can be very, very sweet to, one, become a fiscal sponsor, but two, to get a fiscal sponsorship. It can level you up quickly and strategically. But you want to make sure that these partnerships are strategic and they are aligned. So when I say that, like, my organization is a youth arts and education organization. One of the people that we sponsor is a youth STEM organization. Why is this helpful to us? Because often we have grant opportunities that want us to go beyond the scope of enrichments and arts and fitness, and they want some academic components. It's a really good partnership. The partner that we have is really grounded in the area, in the location where they are, and yes, does not have as much of a footing in that location, but our financials are intact. They're in order. We have audits. We have financial statements. It's a great, great partnership. And recently that partnership garnered a $175,000 grant win. And we're really, really excited about that. So when I tell you that the partnership can bring on money, strategic alignment can bring on dollars, it is what it is. You align with the right sponsors, with the right things, with the right financials in place, and next thing you know, you're at 100K, 150K, and then maybe next year you don't need to have a sponsor, or you continue growing with the sponsor, but you have choices. And that's what's really, really important in the nonprofit and grant space. So whether you are aligning with somebody for the purpose of writing a grant, or if you're even aligning with them to get into a space or to understand a new location, strategic partnerships are super important. And with the added cherry of fiscal sponsorship, it makes the most sense. Now, before I go, I want to warn you that all partnership is not good partnership, and all people are not doing the best business. So you have to vet people. You have to work with partners before you sign long-term contracts with them. And whenever you do business with somebody, whether there is money exchanging hands or not, you should have that partnership locked in writing. Sometimes we're like, oh, I don't want to talk about the money. You better talk about the money. You better talk about the money. You better write it down. You better get your agreement in line, and then we can then you and your partners can rock and roll. So if this was helpful, please share it. Please like. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can find me on all platforms at Samara Michelle Consulting, and you can find me on the web, SamaraMichelleConsulting.com. Click the Work With Me tab if you want to learn more and you want to get some information. And you can always message us, and we'll send you a free copy of Grant Writing in the Real World. Until next time, y'all, keep your money tight. Let's get this money.